are Strike and aoRR, actually, aoRRushMePlz. Both players are Zerg. Celestial, do you perhaps by any chance know the rankings of the players?
I don't know much about the players, Slick, but what I can tell you is that Strike put up a great show against aoRRu. Unfortunately, he had some expanding problems, and aoRRu took him out with a larger force, and his unit composition was actually better as well. Although this map is good for Zerg all around, nice for creep expansion, nice for expanding bases, and we should see a good show from Strike once again.
Okay, so the players have spawned on Shakura's Plateau, cross-spawn positions. In the top right, or the 2 o'clock position, we have Strike. In the red, or if you're not using team colors, that would be the blue. And in the bottom left, excuse me, at the 7 o'clock position, we have aoRRushMePlz. This is once again a ZVZ on Shakura's Plateau. This is the official Blizzard map. So, for those of you that don't know, you can never have a top-bottom spawn. You can never spawn across from each other, one player at the bottom, one player at the top. You can only spawn one on each side, so either in the top left or the top right, or the top bottom left and the bottom right, or cross spawns like these two players have.
Yeah, that's right, Slick. You can only spawn laterally or diagonally. Scout going out now on both sides. Overlord only going to scout what seems to be the tower.
This is actually a very common trick that most Zerg players have started doing. Instead of scouting across first, they would scout diagonally across the map. Because the Overlord is so slow without the upgrade, it actually benefits the Zerg player that scouts there. Should his opponent spawn across of him diagonally, actually gives him a view of what's coming out of his base a little bit earlier than you would normally do.
Yes, Nick, I think we can expect to see some Overlord placement right across the maps, and Zerg's Tier 1 units are mostly ground-based. Only unit that can actually attack air that Zerg can get really early is the Queen, of course. You don't want to send the Queen out too often. Oh, early expansion going down for aoRRushMePlz. Strike started that out.
Strike was just seconds too late to block that hatchery by a few seconds. But aoRRushMePlz is going for a standard 15 hatch, and Strike seems to be opening with 14 gas, 14 pool so far.
Yes. You see the supply count, Strike's a little bit in the lead. That might be because he's not doing the expanding. And as far as gas is concerned, Strike's already got that gas going.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see what he transitions out as. ZVZ is very much a rock, paper, scissors matchup, even worse than any other mirror matchup. If you go for a Ling all in and your opponent goes for roaches, you're stuck. If you go for Ling all in and your opponent goes for Lings, you win the game right there.
Yeah, that's quite right.
It's a very frustrating matchup.
No, definitely. I think what we can expect to see here, aoRRushMePlz just put down a Roach Warren. And Strike's, he doesn't
very
know about
early
the
Roach Warren.
That's very early, yes, but Strike goes for the Baneling Nest.
You see what I mean by rock, paper, scissors?
Yes.
So we do have a Baneling
Strike just
coming
got
up.
the paper. Strike just got the paper, and aoRRushMePlz just got the scissors.
We have a attempted spine that's going up in Rashmi's expansion, but that was quickly scouted out, killed with Lings, and he actually didn't cancel it. He actually lost that spine caller.
Yeah, he lost all those minerals, so that was actually well done by aoRRushMePlz. Quickly scouted out and snuffed out the cheese.
Got some Baneling's Nest just finished, and Zergling Speed's about 10 seconds away from completion.
Yeah, I think we can expect to see some decent harassment here from Strike. As soon as these Banelings are done. Oh, aoRRushMePlz has got some roaches. Could snuff out those Zergling harass.
And
places those roaches very well.
Making sort of a bit of a wall, a funnel to lure the Banelings in. It's all going to come down to how well aoRRushMe handles his roaches. One misclick and those Banelings will cause havoc on the mineral line. Of course, speedlings are a lot faster than standard slowlings.
As long as he has these roaches holding their position.
Oh! And Strike just wastes all his banelings on the roaches.
Made a decent assault on that. If aoRRushMePlz counters now, he could have this game in the bag. So waiting for some other forces to come out. Looking at the income tab, both players are fairly equal right now, which is ironic since aoRRushMePlz is on 2 bases and Strike is only on 1.
Yeah, let's see. If Strike wants to catch up, he needs to either switch over into a macro game. Oh, and we've got an Overlord that is most likely going to be killed here at aoRRushMePlz's expansion. He's got the Queen on it already. It's down to 60 HP already. And
I think he might make it out of there.
No. This is going to be very close. Oh, wow! And he does actually get it. Oh, and another Overlord of Strike actually going into the expansion of aoRRushMePlz. That's a bad rally point. I'm not sure if
he's just making these Overlords lemming.
Yeah, I don't
think these Overlords are going in like lemmings.
Shame. This is going to supply block him actually quite heavily. He is now... That's going to be his second Overlord that he's going to lose. It's going to actually put him behind almost... 26-18 supply.
Yeah, it's on 27-18 at the moment. As far as map control is concerned, I think Strike's in the lead concerning that, although aoRRushMePlz is going to move out quite soon. He's got this expansion, and I think the control of the expansion is actually what you want instead of control of the whole map.
Yeah, if aoRRushMePlz just pushes out now with all his roaches and lings right now, he will actually just kill Strike outright. We do have +1 ranged attack coming up for Zerg, which is a little bit strange considering that Strike's expansion is going up, but he has no Roach Warren or any roaches to speak of.
Yes, that's quite weird seeing that a guy massing some lings early game and not getting any ranged units, especially with that upgrade. It's 40 seconds from done, so he's been doing it for a while.
And I think aoRRushMePlz is actually going to be killing a third Overlord. This is really, really bad for Strike, as not only does it put him in quite far behind economically, while his Overlords are down and the supply cap, he can't actually produce any more drones or units.
Yeah, I think that's
really bad, actually. And we finally have a Roach Warren going up for Strike.
I think what he might have done, I didn't check this personally when he had that, but he might have set the rally point of his hatchery to the front part of aoRRushMePlz's base. So I think those Overlords are still coming all the way from the base just because the rally point's been there all along.
Yeah, and we do actually have aoRRushMePlz moving out with all his roaches, about 13 roaches versus a handful of speedlings, about 16 speedlings of Strike. Strike's expansion is up, and he has Wall of Crawl actually up. He's got about 3 spine crawlers completed and another 2 busy building in now. Just want to see something quickly. In terms of income, wow, aoRRushMePlz is actually quite far ahead. He is almost at double the drone count of Strike.
Yes. If he should move into this base now, he's going for it. This might make for a good show with these spine crawlers being up, although it seems like all the Zerglings have died. And Strike has some roaches moving in here.
He has got a few roaches of his own, but he is taking out those spine crawlers.
It's going down fairly easily.
Yeah,
this should
be GG.
This should be GG. It's just
just too many roaches.
Strike space.
Yeah, was just too far behind. Just couldn't macro back up. I think the investment in the +1 was a good idea, but it kind of helps if you actually have roaches that benefit from the +1.
True that, Slick.
Upgrades are usually a good idea, but you want to get units to benefit from them as well.
Yes. I think the one thing that pulled this game through for aoRRushMePlz might have been the fact that he got that early expansion. There's the GG. Well played, and aoRRushMePlz has won this match.
Yeah, well done, Rashmi. Also, a few things I don't really want to criticize players, but one thing I would like to nitpick on is Overlord placement's usually very critical, especially in ZVZ, to see what's coming out of your opponent's base. But the one thing you want to do is you never want to set the rally point for any unit inside your opponent's base, because obviously any unit you build, including Overlords, will then default to that rally point. And Strike lost 3 Overlords. That's 300 minerals worth of supply that he lost by just carelessly placing his rally point inside his opponent's base. So that's definitely one thing that you don't want to do. A good place to put your Overlord would be just outside your opponent's base, preferably close to something like a cliff or a chasm. Reason being is Queens are actually faster than Overlords off creep, so they can still catch an Overlord without speed upgraded, even though they are off creep. So you want to sort of move them over the chasm so the Queen can't catch them. That's one of the things you could try. And then the second thing I saw Strike do is he went for a Baneling's Nest without really scouting what aoRRushMePlz was building. I mean, Banelings are a very good counter to Ling all-ins, but I mean, from what I could see, aoRRushMe didn't even have speed on his Lings.
That's true.
The funny thing is...
aoRRushMePlz...
Sorry, just to cut in here, the really funny thing is that if you get enough speedlings, they actually counter roaches too. Not roaches as well placed as that, but they do a lot of damage to roaches.
I think the micro that aoRRushMePlz had on his roaches was really well placed. That wall that he had was impeccable, nothing could get through that, and the Banelings just went in and pretty much died for nothing.
Another little tip I could have for any other Zerg lovers, if you guys haven't noticed, I am actually a Zerg player. What you can do is, especially in ZVZ, if you are scared of a sort of a Ling Bling all-in, what you can do is, especially on Shakuris Plateau, at your natural, between your mains ramp and your natural expo, you can actually put 2 Evo chambers and a spine caller. And that will actually wall off that entire section to Lings, and you basically force them to take the long way around. And with your roaches, you can actually stop that on the other side, which is similar to a full wall in
Terran or Protoss.
No. It's actually ZVZ.
In ZVZ.
Yes, you can actually use Evo chambers to wall off your ramp.
Yeah, like you would with buildings with Terran or Protoss.
Yes, exactly. Sure. That would stop Lings from just running past your roaches and into your main and wreaking havoc with your mineral line.
Oh, that's actually really useful if you've got those spine crawlers there. You can just uproot them and move your army out when you need to.
Yes. All right, okay. Economist, what is the game scores at the moment?
As far as I know, it's 3-2 to aoRR. It's not on the chat just yet, so don't go announcing that and say, well, you know, that's 3-2, so just wait a little bit, because they're still watching the end of the game. It's 3-2 to aoRR. Basically, it's gone aoRR wins 1, MMK wins 1, aoRR wins 1, carries on like that.
So the next one we'll be seeing will be TN from MMK.
It could be TN, but it could also be Naiad. Naiad's another diamond player of theirs.
Okay.
Those TN would be Terran, Naiad would be Zerg. Bounty's already come out, and then they do have a very scary player left in Avocado, who may or may not play. He didn't play in the early rounds, but we're just waiting on that.
Yes, he seems to be in the reserve position for MMK, much the same as Valprax is for Ventus.
Definitely, he's also a Masters Terran player.
No, it would be fun to see him play.
Yeah, it would be very fun to see him play, especially since no one's seen him for quite a while. Okay, I've just been told it's Naiad. Do you guys want to do the next game as well?
Yeah, sure.
I don't mind.
No problem.
And then, just out of interest, Naiad Zerg vs Zerg is quite strong because I'm not too shabby at it myself, and he left me quite badly beaten. I'm not too ashamed to...
Sorry, did you say Naiad is another Zerg as well?
Naiad is another Zerg. Yes. This is another ZVZ. It's on Shattered Temple. We're just going to wait for the stream. Wait on the stream, okay. And I'll get you guys in this game now.
How long have we been off not streaming?
Well, I'm still waiting for the stream on the thing. So, the stream's still going. The game should have finished... It should be done soon. Sorry, my connection's not so in, but I can actually open everything at the same time, so I don't do that.
Okay. But when you... so when our game is over, it pretty much goes to the not streaming screen.
When our game is over, it goes to the... It will probably go to either the forums was I went and did some editing straight away, or it would go back to the score screen.
Okay.
Man, I want to play so badly.
Are they? They're obviously streaming from your view of the game.
Yeah, they're streaming from my view of the game.
Okay.
So I'm like, when you guys were actually talking there, I tried something and I thought, oh, you know, it'd be pretty cool if while you're saying, you know, you can only spawn on sides. So I clicked on the sides and I tried to do that.
Okay.
That didn't work. Sorry, I just want to reply to the Skype message. Just waiting on the stream still.
Alright, streaming, the game's done.
Streaming is done. Thank you very much. I'm going to cut the broadcast.